two rival criminal groups have been hit with what police describe as the largest ever gang injunction. 18 men, aged between 19 and 29, and some in prison, are banned from parts of Birmingham and must register phones and vehicles with police. The 2-year orders aim to disrupt gang-related violence between the Burger Bar Boys and Johnson crew. West Midlands Police said it was a landmark ruling. The orders follow a spate of firearms offences in the city in 2015 and 2016. But the gangs have struck fear across parts of Birmingham for many years. They gained notoriety in 2003 when their violent feud claimed the lives of two girls, Letitia Shakespeare and Charlene Ellis, outside a late-night New Year party in the city. 4 men were later jailed for life for their murders. The gangs have also been behind countless drive-by shootings, drug dealing, intimidation, robberies and kidnappings. After more recent incidents of gun crime in the city, West Midlands Police and the council sought to secure the injunctions in a civil case heard at Birmingham Crown Court earlier this year. The force secured interim injunctions in 2016 and said at the time it did not want to identify anyone until they were permanent. The BBC revealed their names after obtaining the county court documents. More than 80 people from the Home Office and police gave evidence between February and June ahead of the orders being granted in July, which the force has revealed for the first time now. 2 have already been issued. 3 men are being sought by police and 3 properties were visited by officers on Wednesday. The men are forbidden from associating with each other and entering the city centre, Handsworth, Newtown, Winson Green and Lozells. In a copy of an injunction seen by the BBC, gang members are also banned from appearing in music videos that include material linked to the Burger Bar Boys and Johnson crew. One such music video was shown during the court proceedings. 10 other men will receive the orders in jail, where restrictions will be imposed on certain visitors to limit any gang associations, police said. Among those to be given the injunctions in prison are 2 men believed to have been the armed response faction of the Burger Bar Boys. Rael Phillips, 21, from Winson Green, was jailed for 27 years last year after 7 people were injured in a series of shootings during a feud with members of the Johnson crew. His co-defendant, 23-year-old Ashai Gray, from Walsall, was jailed for 9 years after admitting conspiracy to supply cocaine and heroin. Gang injunctions came into force in England and Wales in 2011. Home Office figures show that between January 2011 and January 2014, 88 had been put in place. The first one issued in the West Midlands was in 2012. Cosmetic gesture, but solicitor Errol Robinson, who represented 2 of the 4 men jailed for the New Year murders, criticized the move. They don't change behavior or address underlying issues, he said. Injunctions become a bit of a trophy and encourage rebellion. Gang members like to show that they're not listening to orders, so will breach orders. Is a cheap way of trying to solve crime, but there is no evidence to suggest that they work. They're just a cosmetic gesture to show people that something is being done about gangs, but actually the results are minimum to none. From former gang members the BBC has spoken to, there is little support for the mechanism. BBC Midlands correspondent Seema Kotecha said, she said a number of gang members had said that if a person is banned from going to a certain part of a city, they will just go somewhere else and find others who have the same goal of causing violence and disruption. Birmingham has seen another spike in gun and knife crime in 2017, with 9 fatal stabbings this year. None of the men named in the injunctions are involved, police said. DETSGT in Comfort said, this is relatively new legislation, and we believe that securing final full injunctions on such a large number of gang members is a UK first. The injunctions are applied for in the civil court in addition to sentences handed out by the criminal court for offences. They are an additional measure to help control the offenders and keep the community safe. Supt Match Air Neighbourhood Policing Superintendent for Birmingham said the injunctions were not sought lightly, and the police council and other groups had already made exhaustive efforts with these men and their families to try and steer them away gang culture.